The Ada City Council recently voted to revise the city's solid waste ordinance, and the changes are designed to help keep polycarts away from the street outside of garbage collection day. The idea is to help make Ada more beautiful and more safe. The changes in the ordinance were driven not by council or staff, but by concerned citizens.
We've had so many calls since December of 2011 when we kind of started the whole polycart issue. Watched it all through 2012 and through earlier this year, and it still was a complaint. It was a complaint to our council members and to everybody at Ada, at the city, about people just really wanting the polycarts put up. So the city got together, the councilmen got together, they put it to a vote and decided that this was the best solution to the problem.
Under the revised ordinance, a resident may place his or her polycart curbside no earlier than 5 p.m. the day prior to collection day. The polycart must then be removed from the street no later than noon the day following collection day. That provides each resident plenty of time to retrieve the polycart and store it until the next collection day comes along.
It's definitely a safety concern. You can drive down a residential street any given day and see many polycarts that haven't been put away, and some of them, if it's windy like today, they will be laying in the road. You've got to drive around it. If there's something else or a car parked on the other side, it becomes a hazard. It's dangerous. Also, if there's a little bit of trash left in it and the lid blows up and it falls over, the trash is going to blow all over the neighborhood. You're also looking at the chance of it being stolen. If somebody wants an extra polycart at their home, if you leave it out every day, that's a risk that you're going to have to take.
The city will rely on citizens to report violations and will use its code enforcement office to follow up. The city wants to educate its residents about the changes in the ordinance and provide ample warning before enforcing it through fines.
What we really want people to know is the city is not doing this to police people. We're not going out on a daily basis. The Ada Police Department is not even involved in this. What'll happen is, let's say you notice your neighbor leaving their polycart out day after day after day after day. You can call into the city and we will log that address and that name, and we will ask you to watch it. And if it keeps going on and they don't put it up, our code enforcement department will come out at some point and put a warning on their polycart and just say, please, this is the new ordinance, please follow these rules and put your polycart away. This is not to be policemen to anybody in town at all. The whole idea is just to try to make our town much more aesthetically pleasing by putting the polycarts away. You call in to the City of Ada, preferably to the Public Works Department at 436-8100 or our general number at 436-6300. Please make sure to jot down their address so you can give us that information.
There has been some concern among Ada's elderly and disabled population about the changes in the ordinance, but the same options apply as always have for those residents unable to take their garbage to the street.
We've had some calls already. The elderly are a little bit concerned about bringing it out in a timely manner because they have health issues. Well, the City of Ada has had in place for a long time the opportunity. If you are elderly, please call 436-8100 and let Trudy in our Public Works Department know that you are elderly, you have a disability, and you just can't get it down to the street. We offer free curbside pickup for the elderly. All we need you to do is get a doctor's note stating that you know your health issues or whatever problems you have. You can fax it into our Public Works Department and we will add you to the list and we'll provide that service for you.
If a resident refuses to remove his or her polycart from the street after reminders, then a series of fines may be implemented, beginning with a $20 fine for the initial offense and a $50 fine for second and subsequent offenses. But the hope is that people will learn about the revised ordinance and simply follow it.
Let's say they've had numerous calls and we're going to give them the chance and they get the warning, we're still going to give them a chance to put it away. If it continues, they can be issued a citation from our code enforcement department, which will not exceed $50, and that does include court costs. You have a window of 43 hours, and this is how it works. Let's say your trash day is Wednesday. We're asking that you don't put it out any earlier than 5 o'clock the day before, which would be Tuesday. So you've got Wednesday, the trash man comes and picks up your trash. You have until Thursday, the following day at noon, to actually put your polycart away.